call along with my broadcast partner, Lucas Metzner. Lucas, we're gearing up for some great football action tonight here late in the season.
It is exciting as Haskin is already off and running.
Flag down, we'll find out what the call is.
Right here's a good spot. New ball. That, like 10 yards from this spot here, guys. 10 yards from this spot. Hey, holding during the return. Number 4 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be first down.
Okay, so it'll be 1st and 10. We had a holding on the return. That goes against the Hawks. Initially had a pretty darn good spot. It's going to get taken back a little bit. They'll be starting off from their 34-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10.
Still good field position. Get your first look there at number 3, Darius Haskin, elite wide receiver. He is a threat to run all over the field, very shifty and very elusive, this time lined up in the slot.
Ricardo Juarez, the quarterback, to pass. Sets his feet, throws, pass is incomplete. 2nd down.
I like the aggressiveness from Buckeye going out and throwing right away. Both these teams 0-3 in the 4A West Valley, looking to get a foothold on one another, just that time a little wide of the target.
On 2nd down, Juarez brings his offense up to the field out of a trips set. Lone setback in the backfield. Juarez, and the quick give inside to 15, Ali Mohammadi. Might have not quite made it to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he did. Yeah, actually it was a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 9.
That time, Paulo Gonzalez coming off the edge right there and just making a great play. He was left unblocked, came in, stopped the run early, and he forces a 3rd and long.
Trip set once again for the Hawks. Mohammadi out to block, sprinting out to his left. Juarez completes to Haskin. Haskin still on his feet, forced out of bounds, but not before getting the 1st down. In on the stop, Luke Mowry.
And that's why we just mentioned him, not only the kick returner, but an elite wide receiver that time, knowing where the sticks are, gets to the sideline, and after the catch doesn't just go out of bounds, adds an extra move for an extra yard.
1st and 10 midfield. Juarez, 2-by-2 set for the Hawks. Pistol formation as Mohammadi moves in offset. Haskin in motion. And we've got some movement up front.
Hey, dip ball. False start. Offense on the center. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Had a chance to kind of bring back some memories. The last time I saw Coach Pooney Ellis and the rest of his coaching staff, as well as these players, was as we were boarding the plane from Kauai to come back to Phoenix after a convincing season opening win over Waimea High School. Since then, things have been a little different, but the team holding their own at 5-3. Juarez back to pass. Juarez sets his feet and overthrows the intended target, who is David Standard. 2nd down.
That time, 2 wide receivers right in the same area. I'm not sure if one of them ran the wrong route. They're pretty close in proximity. Good coverage as Jason Espinoza was in on the play, but overthrown by both wide receivers right there.
2nd and 15 for the Hawks. Just into the opening quarter on senior night. Haskin in motion. The quick toss. Haskin trying to round the corner, change of direction, and brought down by Mowry before even hitting the line of scrimmage. May have been a loss on the play, may have gotten back depending on how favorable that spot is. 3rd down.
I'm sure that's something St. Mary's High School has worked on in practice this week. Buckeye loves to use the motion with Darius Haskin and get him involved to the edge, use his speed on those jet touch pass sweeps right there, and it's 3rd and long for Buckeye.
Mohammadi in the backfield. Trip set once again for the Hawks. Juarez back to pass. Scans the field, goes over the top. Soft throw, nearly intercepted. May have been some miscommunication. Pass incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Punt unit comes out.
Good coverage over in the middle of the field. There were multiple eyes in on Haskin, who was the intended receiver that play. That time Juarez trying to put a touch pass in there, but a very difficult window to fit that one in considering the yardage. Buckeye is going to be forced to punt early here.
Deep to receive for the Knights, 32, Branson Brown. On 4th down. Great high kick by 62, Egypt Bandon. And the Knights will have it 1st and 10 inside their own 30, call it the 28-yard line. Coming up on 10 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Lucas, you did some research on St. Mary's. Tell us a little bit about their quarterback, receiver, running back situation.
So at quarterback is senior Jimmy Hill. Has barely thrown the football, only 28 of 55 for a 50.9% completion percentage, but he's got 88 carries for 331 yards. Looks like a wing T offense. Expect St. Mary's to be running the football a lot tonight.
Hill. Bunch set out of the wing and makes his way, squirts ahead for a couple of yards. May have gained 2 in on the stop for the Hawks. Number 40. Correction, number 42, James Tosh. 2nd and 7, gain of 3 on the play.
A lot of misdirection will be coming from the Knights tonight, moving their running backs every which way. A lot of counters and a lot of fullback runs as well.
Some shifting pre-snap. And Hill, the quick handoff around the corner on the counter to the 1st down. Momentum stopped initially by Amarakita, and on the carry that was Julian Pampa. 1st and 10 Knights.
When your opponent knows you want to run the football constantly and you run it out of a similar formation, great job right there by St. Mary's to totally flip the formation pre-snap and kind of catch Buckeye off guard. They move the chains.
1st and 10 Knights, ball on the 40-yard line. Hill. More misdirection inside, and the give met at the line of scrimmage from a group of Hawks, 21, Josiah Atkinson.
That's just great gap discipline from the entire defensive line right there. That time the Knights trying to fool the Hawks with the outside run, but they go underneath to the counter to their top rusher, Josiah Atkinson. He's got, coming into this game, had 30 carries for 390 yards, averaging 13 yards a carry, so he's going to be dangerous. Number 21, the one to watch in white tonight.
2nd and 10. Clock continues to move. Hill. Hill sprints out to his left, completes, and around the corner before finally being brought down along the sideline was number 28, Bobby Lewis, brought down by 25. Pooney Ellis, nephew of Coach Pooney Ellis. And, of course, Pooney, also the long snapper for this Hawks team.
St. Mary's is doing a good job right now of their misdirection one way or the other. That time, they elect to throw the ball after a bootleg on play action.
3rd and 1. Hill, the keeper, finds a lane before finally being brought down. Stopped on the play by Kita. 1st and 10 Knights. Well, this game tonight, Lucas, promises probably be a pretty quick game with all the running that'll be going on tonight.
I was going to say this clock won't be stopping much, especially in the hands of St. Mary's. They like to run every play if they have the choice. They mix it up with a bootleg pass, but that is the value of a running quarterback, and you put him in this kind of system, the wing T system. A lot of mixed direction from his different running backs and receivers to open up some lanes for himself.
1st and 10 on the 45. Hill, the keeper once again, ahead for, call it 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. In on the stop for the Hawks, number 8, Lasana Kita.
Teams like St. Mary's really need to do what we call staying on schedule, and that's just gaining 3, 4, 5 yards every play. And on their first drive so far, they're doing a really good job of it, just slowly gaining and slowly trying to grind the Hawks defense down.
2nd and 5, 6.5 remaining in the quarter. Hill continues on his track before being pulled down in the middle of a scrum. And Egypt Bandon, among others. It'll be 3rd and 4 for St. Mary's.
3rd and 4, that 3rd and medium territory. But on the other side of the 40-yard line, St. Mary's is kind of sitting in no man's land, but I would expect another run play right now and for it to be 4-down territory.
Pre-snap shift by the Knights. Hill, the give to Pompa. Pompa finds a lane along the right side. Flag comes in at the end of the play. Let's get the call.
15 from there. Number 7 defense, face mask.
There we go.
Hey, personal foul, face mask. Number 7 of the defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Result's going to be first down.
All right, well, there you have it. That valuable real estate being given up early by this defense. And the Knights making their way already on the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Hill. Shotgun formation. And looks to throw and does. Pass is incomplete. Underthrew the intended target, Atkinson. 2nd down.
I like the play call from Jose Lucero of the St. Mary's Knights right there. Expecting to run on 1st down, try and switch it up. Short pass trying to be complete underneath, but the ball just too low that time. 2nd and 10 in the red zone.
St. Mary's in their historic wing T offense. And the give once again inside. Met by both Kitas, Amara and Lasana. And it'll be 3rd and 8 coming up on 5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. We'll hear from both head coaches here in the end of the first quarter from pregame interviews.
This one is 3rd and 9 forthcoming. And a give to the outside. There's some space. Cuts down inside the 10-yard line. And what a play that time by St. Mary's as they are able to make it 4th and manageable territory here. Offense is staying on the field in big early critical situation. Hill remaining in the shotgun. Some early movement, a flag here, and a big call forthcoming.
It's going to be 1st down, Brian? All right. Hey, dead ball. Encroachment here on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Results 1st down.
So critical play right there. And the St. Mary's offense takes over by going with the hard count and getting the 1st down with a penalty. Hill from the shotgun. Hands it off. Some space outside. A push. Touchdown, Knights. It's Josiah Atkinson for the game's first score. From about 2 or 3 yards out right there. And St. Mary's just marches down the field on their opening possession. Extra point from a lefty kicker. It's no good. Off the upright. Might have been tipped that time. It's Dom Kierkees doing the kicking. So the score, after 2 possessions apiece, it's the St. Mary's Knights 6 And the Buckeye Union Hawks, nothing, 3:55 left to go in the first quarter. Hawks with the ever-dangerous return man, Darius Haskin. See him heavily involved in the offensive scheme and on special teams. He waits as the lone return man furthers back, sitting at about the 15-yard line. Still Kirakees doing the kicking here. His kick far to the sideline and hooks immediately out of bounds. Flag from the far sideline, and we know what is coming right here. Let's hear it from our referee.
35? 35? Yeah. Hash? You can put it where you want. Brian, middle. All right, here we go. Kick out of bounds. 35, here we go.
So, free kick out of bounds. Starting at the 35. The special teams of the Hawks have started with relatively good field position.
On 1st and 10. The give inside. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. May have gained 1. We'll see where the spot is. And it'll be 2nd down.
Buckeye just getting back to basics right there. Simple inside zone. Gain of a few, 2nd and medium.
On 2nd and 8. New quarterback in the game, Zachary Bennett. And Bennett back to pass. Completes to Haskin. Haskin turning around, finally pushed out of bounds. Credited with the stop, Mowry. 3rd down. Correction, move the sticks, 1st and 10.
And he's just magical. That's why Buckeye needs to get the ball in his hands. You saw strength and speed in all in one move. He starts with a stiff arm and goes to the spin move. He's got a deep bag to get free of tacklers.
1st and 10, ball on the 46-yard line for Buckeye. Bennett, pistol formation. And Haskin in motion. The give inside once again. And coming up from the bottom of the pile, Mohammadi in on the stop for the Knights. The quarterback, Jimmy Hill.
Got to give credit right there to Riddick Pacheco, the nose guard. Totally disrupted that play from the beginning, getting between the center and the guard and just evaporating what hole would have been there.
2nd and 10. Bennett back to pass. Bennett settles, throws, completes, pass is complete. Stopped on the edge near the 1st down, might be 2 yards shy. And in on the stop, 23, E.J. Hooks the 3rd. Off of the reception by 22, Xavier Scott. 3rd and 2.
It's a good job of making it a 3rd and manageable. A lot of attention on Haskin. Going to the opposite side, finding Scott, making this a makeable 3rd down.
Pistol formation. Bennett, give once again inside. Mohammadi into the pile. We'll see if momentum gives him that 1st down. It'll be close. Lewis on the stop for the Knights. It's going to be really close. Ooh, 4th and inches, Lucas.
Literal inches right here. maybe 6 or 7. I wonder if the Buckeye Hawks have a quarterback sneak deep in the bag. We've seen it a lot throughout all levels of football this year.
Bennett, of course, the season opening starter for the Hawks, has had his share of reps throughout the season. The give, Mohammadi convincing with the first down.
That run came with authority. As soon as Mohammadi got the ball, his shoulder was down, ready to run the first person he saw over, making sure he got those couple of inches and moved the sticks.
Inside of a minute here in the opening period from Buckeye High School senior night, where the Hawks host the St. Mary's Knights. Hawks, of course, 5-3, must win to continue their momentum into the playoffs. Bennett back to pass, goes over the top, looks for Haskin, completes it. First down, Darius Haskin.
I mean, this guy can do it all. You know how elusive he is and how hard he is to tackle in open space. That time Bennett just throws it up one-on-one, gives him a chance. And he goes up and he grabs the 50-50 ball too. He's really an elite wide receiver. Probably has 54 receptions right now and has over 1,000 yards all-purpose, both receiving and rushing.
And a nice guy too, always asking me how I'm doing every time I see him. And anyway, Mohammadi on the carry, unobstructed, gets through the line of scrimmage. Gain of 4 on the play. Actually, gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. And that's the end of the first quarter, with the Knights leading the Hawks 6-0. The Hawks are knocking on the door. Vince and Lucas will be right back. Thanks. We're doing a playoff game in Vegas, and the director called me.
Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper
and so
and going further than you can on your own.
He didn't know
Banner
we were doing a
Sports
game
Medicine
tonight, so
High Performance Center uses the latest
so
technologies
I
to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside
began my
of you.
play-by-play career with no color guy whatsoever, so
Yeah.
I'm a little used to it.
Yeah.
What's inside you? Is it strength?
You'll find you'll be
Is it
doing that a
speed?
lot
Is it knowledge of the game?
Even when we get
Unlocking
into
the
NFL
greatness inside
postseason
you
stuff,
means digging deeper,
that's what they want. They
running
want a
faster,
single
and
broadcaster
going
on a lot of
further
those
than you
calls.
can on your own.
So
Banner
that's the stuff
Sports
we
Medicine
started
High
here
Performance
for
Center trains
well,
the
the end of this
athlete in
week.
all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Welcome back to quarter number 2 out at Buckeye High School. Olson Stadium, the iconic Olson Stadium. This community has been here just celebrating their 100th anniversary, and a very tight-knit family community. I love the Buckeye community. A lot of great people, families, and really forged some really tight friendships here. So Zach Bennett, the quarterback for the Hawks. The quick toss to Haskin. Haskin around the corner, walks into the end zone for a Buckeye touchdown.
There's the speed of Haskin once again, and add to his total, that's his 5th rushing touchdown and 17th total touchdown this season. This guy's a menace, and he has a nose for the end zone.
Coming in to kick the extra point, 4-year starter on this Hawks team, Rolando Negrete. About the most consistent kicker in 4A right there. Negrete's kick is good, and the Hawks now lead St. Mary's 7-6 inside the second quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Oh, let's go to the interview with Coach Pooney Ellis.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Welcome back as the Hawks prepare to kick off. Negrete and deep to receive for the Knights. .32, Branson Brown. Negrete's kick, booming kick into the end zone, and the official whistles it dead. It'll be a touchback. So, Lucas, nice job by the Hawks. Coach Ellis getting his team some confidence, marching down the field and punching it in.
That was a great drive and a much quicker one, too, than normal. They got down there in a hurry using both a mix of run and pass plays, finishing it off with the guy that we will be talking about all night, Darius Haskin, absolute playmaker on offense and special teams.
Hill, the quarterback, on 1st and 10 for the Knights. Hill keeps upfield along the left side, still on his feet, marching down the field, finally being dragged down after crossing midfield. In on the stop for the Knights. Correction, in on the stop for the Hawks. I believe that was number 11, Chronicles Jones.
Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We play first down.
Ooh. Okay, painful. So a little bit of momentum initially on the return gets taken back, Lucas, and the Knights not having too many issues getting the yardage on the ground. So while it's obviously a bit of a hurdle for them to have to deal with a mental lapse on a penalty, but they've been running the ball well. 1st and 11 for St. Mary's. Quarterback Jimmy Hill. Julian Pompa in the backfield as well for the Knights. The give to Pompa. Pompa around the right side, still on his feet, brought down, and in on the stop for Buckeye. Number 8, Kita.
There was a spot following that long run that just got called back, and luckily for St. Mary's, it was 1st and 11 instead of 1st and 20. It makes it a lot harder for them to run their offense, getting 20 yards in 3 plays on the ground. So they're still on schedule here on 2nd down.
Gain of 4 on the play, actually. 2nd and 7, Hill. Hill around the left side, picking up where he left off. And another first down. In on the stop, 19, Christopher Mays. 1st and 10, St. Mary's.
And St. Mary's loves using the quarterback to use his feet. It gives the offense an extra blocker. No quarterback just standing around and hopefully trying to make the defense buy a fake. But 10 blockers for your 11th guy at quarterback. And that time, the counter fooling the Buckeye defense and allowing some room for Jimmy Hill to run free.
1st and 10, ball on the 41. Split out wide for the Knights. 32 at the bottom of your screen, Branson Brown. Hill. Hill once again keeps, gains a couple, and pulled down. In on the stop, 42, Tosh.
Want to give credit right there to number 34, Brennan Randall, playing outside linebacker. That time, it's quarterback power, and St. Mary's pulls both of their guards to the outside. Does a good job of flowing like a linebacker and stopping for a minimal gain.
2nd and 8. heavy backfield for the Knights. And they give once again to Pompa. Pompa around the left side. And brought down bottom of the pile. 35. Looking for a jersey number. Looks like 34. Randall once again. 3rd and 7.
One of the longer third downs that St. Mary's has had to deal with. Wonder if they'll try and call a trick play and deviate from the normal set of plays.
Hill swings to Pompa. Pompa passes incomplete. Is it a live ball? No, it is not. It was incomplete. 4th and 7. And no sign of a punter coming off the sideline yet for St. Mary's.
Lasana Kita in on the coverage. Does a great job of knowing that his man is the running back, Julian Pompa, right there, and got out to him. Even though the pass was incomplete, he was ready to make that tackle.
On 4th and 7, the offense still in the game. Hill. As Hill awaits the snap with a hard count. And we've got a stoppage in play. St. Mary's will call a timeout. Let's go to the interview with Coach Ellis. All right, guys, live out here at Buckeye High School, joined by my old friend, Coach Poonie Ellis of the Buckeye Hawks. Coach, last time I saw you in person, we were on the islands at the westernmost high school in the United States at Waimea, and you went on to a nice, solid thrashing in Game 1. Obviously, we're through a majority of the season. We're here senior night. You guys are sitting at 5-3 right now. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, the team, we're getting back on our feet. We got a lot of guys getting healthy, so I think we got to finish strong with these last 2 games. You know, we went on a slump a little bit, but we finished it strong, and I'm pretty confident of what we got.
So St. Mary's traditionally been a strong running team. Obviously, we know what happened here last year. It wasn't a favorable outcome for you. This year, a little bit different. You guys are coming in with some optimism. What are you seeing on film from them?
Well, you know, it's the same St. Mary's team, right? They're gonna control the ball. They're well disciplined. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna run it down your throat. So we got to stay in our gaps. We got to teach gap responsibility. Make sure our guys are flying up and making plays.
All right, Coach. Congrats on getting through the season. We got one more tonight, one more next week, and then it's the postseason. All eyes are on St. Mary's tonight at senior night here at Buckeye. Good luck.
All right, appreciate it, Vince.
And Hill on the keeper. Turnover on downs. So the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 going back the other way. So you missed some of the audio on that interview, but Coach Ellis talked about the kind of the rigors of the season and how they had a good week, ready to get back to things, and sitting at 5-3 and really focusing on tonight's game with St. Mary's, getting over the hump. And back to pass. Juarez. Pass is complete to Haskin. Haskin still on his feet, breaks free from defenders. He's going, gone. Touchdown, Hawks. The 32-yard reception wrapped up after 10 yards, breaking free, and Darius Haskin, who's playing tonight probably at 60 to 70% as he has most of the season, it's still 110% of what most people will do. So Haskin with the 32-yard reception.
Can't be stopped, won't be stopped. Receives it in the middle of the field, bounces off a hit, and is able to use his speed to cruise into the end zone for his first receiving touchdown and second touchdown of the night.
Negrete's extra point attempt is good. And let's go to the interview with Coach Lucero. Let's go to the interview with Coach Lucero from pregame. All right, guys, out here with St. Mary's athletic director, head football coach, Jose Lucero. Coach, you took the AD hat off tonight. Last year, we know what happened on this field. You guys came away with a big win. It hasn't been a Cinderella season for you. Been a little rough, but coming in, what's the optimism tonight?
You know, our kids, every single week, they just approach it the same way. We want to work and get better. You know, we got a lot of seniors that are still leading us in the right direction and playing hard, and we're playing for those guys. You know, we know right now it's been tough, but if we can take care of business the last 2 weeks, we'll let the chips fall where they may. But we're ready to go out and compete tonight against a really good Buckeye team.
You guys have played arguably one of the toughest schedules in 4A coming in. How do you think that prepared you for what you're going to face tonight?
Yeah, but we played a doozy of a schedule for sure, playing a lot of top 10 teams. But anytime we do that, you know, we believe iron sharpens iron, right? And so for us tonight, it's another opportunity to play a really good team, and hopefully we're more prepared for tonight.
All right, Coach. Good luck. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach. And the short return, Knights will have it 1st and 10. And obviously in chatting with Coach Jose Lucero of the Knights, acknowledging the fact, you know, they've had a tough season taking their lumps this year. They're 3-5 right now, as you had also talked about pre-game, Lucas, and had arguably one of the toughest schedules in 4A. 1st and 10 Knights. Ball will be placed on the 25-yard line. Quarterback Jimmy Hill. And the give around the left side. Gaining before being rushed out of bounds. 28, Bobby Lewis. 2nd down.
That time going back to one of the plays they've been running back all night. They have Jimmy Hill turn backwards and just give an outside delayed handoff. Try and get offensive linemen out to the perimeter and use the speed of your running backs to gain some yards right there. That time it works for 5.
2nd and 5. Hill pulls back and might have gained a couple there. And Randall in on the stop.
St. Mary's returning to that quarterback counter. Better job by the Hawks that time of defending him and wrapping him down to the ground. You can see once St. Mary's lines up, I mean, the Hawks have pretty much all 11 guys in the box. I mean, this is as close to old school football as it gets, just 11 on 11. Who's stronger, who's more physical?
And once again, keeping it on the ground with a 1st down. Why not? Hill, stopped by Haskin. 1st and 10.
What an Iron Man. Darius Haskin plays offense, plays defense, plays special teams, and like Vince said, operating at 60 to 70%. He has really been spectacular tonight.
And the give, Lewis once again, Cohen Scott in on the stop. Number 40, Cohen Scott for the Hawks.
Scott that time did a good job of flowing sideline to sideline, making that tackle.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. Hill. And the give off to Atkinson. Atkinson round the corner. Just a few yards shy. And it'll be 3rd down.
Atkinson trying to get to the edge once again, using that outside delayed handoff. Decent job staying on schedule for the Knights. 3rd and rather short, and most likely 4-down territory.
Ball is on the 48-yard line. Quarterback Jimmy Hill. Hill pulls, keeps, and another 1st down. In on the stop for the Hawks. Randall.
Want to give some offensive lineman love for that play. Number 54, Ben Cosner, the guard, on the pull for the counter that time. Sets a very nice lead block and allowing Hill to pick up a critical first down.
First and 10. Hill. And the misdirection inside to Atkinson. Hawks were not fooled there. Stop on the play by 25, Pooney Ellis.
Pooney Ellis doing a good job not being fooled by a double handoff that time on the counter. And credit to the defensive line of the Hawks, really holding firm in their gaps that last play. No gain on the last play.
Hill keeps rushing upfield. And Kita credited with the stop. Momentum will not get him the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
That time the Knights do something they haven't done all night. They lined up with 2 wide receivers and go with the quarterback run. Wanted to get 2 Hawks defenders out of the box area and out wide to try and make it a more of a 9-on-9 instead of 11-on-11.
Hill once again pulls, and 1st and 10 for St. Mary's. They make it look so easy.
But it's all in the offensive line. That time, Davian Cabos leading the way, sealing off his defender and allowing Jimmy Hill to get the yardage needed for a first down. Those 5 offensive linemen up front and their fullback, a lot of unselfish play to allow holes for their other teammates to be able to run this football consistently.
1st and 10, St. Mary's. Hill following his lineman after gaining 2. And in on the stop, number 17, Michael Zuniga.
Good job by Zuniga that time to shed the block and get a tackle much quicker than a few of the previous plays. Hill only getting a maximum of 2 yards there.
2nd and 8. 2:02 remaining till half. We'll be joined at halftime by Buckeye Hawks principal Joe Kinney. In on the stop, Cohen Scott. And near a first down with 1:40 remaining.
Julian Pompa and Bobby Lewis have been taking turns being the fullback on a lot of these runs and a lot of unselfish blocks that have allowed the Knights to move this football.
Hill breaking through the line, and he's in for a Knights touchdown.
St. Mary's going back to what they have done best on this drive and quite frankly all game, quarterback counter. Buckeye has had little answer for it, and a good effort by Darius Haskin at the end to try and strip Jimmy Hill, but Hill was not going to be denied on that one with the green grass in front of him on his way to that blue end zone.
Knights will be going for 2 here, down 2 to tie it up. St. Mary's offense. Hill keeps and pulled down from behind by Kita and others. Denied. Hawks still lead 14-12 with 1:13 remaining till half. We'll be back here with the Thursday night game of the week from Buckeye High School on senior night. We'll be right back. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801. Welcome back, and St. Mary's just punching it in for 6. Couldn't convert the 2-point attempt, which still leaves them down by 2. Kicking off for the Knights, 26, Dom Karekis. Karekis kick, booming kick to the corner into the hands of Haskin. Haskin upfield finds a lane, turns the Jets on, and brought down. Respectable gain. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks on their own 36-yard line. Quarterback for Buckeye looks to once again be Ricardo Juarez.
Billy Lewis of the Knights making that special teams tackle right there. True freshman. And if he didn't make that tackle, Haskin might have had his 3rd touchdown of the night right there.
1:05 remaining till half. 1st and 10. Buckeye. Juarez back to pass. Juarez hangs it low. Nearly caught on a one-handed attempt by Haskin. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Haskin doing all he can right there. Just a little bit out of his reach. Almost able to make another highlight reel with the single hand. Just too much there. Makes it 2nd and 10.
1:01 remaining. Join us at half. We've got some great segments coming up. Our very own Shai Gara talking some World Series. And Shamar Parker on the carry. We'll also chat with Buckeye principal Joe Kinney. Pass is complete. Davon Standard brought down after the 1st down by 13, Diego Mejia Sanchez.
Hawks trying to save their timeouts right now. Clock winding down. They're trying to go hurry up, move this ball downfield as fast as possible.
Juarez sprints out to his right, looks, goes over the top, all alone in the corner, overthrows the intended target in Easton Kerr. Would have been pretty.
See the arm talent of Juarez right there. We know Juarez can run the football, can make great passes too. Almost had a deep connection after setting his feet in a pretty spiral as well, but just too much mustard on it.
On 2nd and 10. Juarez. Parker in the backfield, offset back, trip set. Juarez sprints to his right, looks to flood the zone, finds Haskin wide open, turning the corner, turning on the Jets. Touchdown, Hawks. From 37 yards and a cloud of dust.
Darius Haskin with a hat trick. He's just a straight problem. Contested 50-50 catches, evades tacklers, and just the yards after the catch in space. Such a problem to deal with, so hard to game plan against, and such an elite playmaker to have if you're the Hawks.
Extra point attempt by Negrete. With 8 seconds remaining, and the Hawks extend their lead by 9, 21-12. We'll keep it right here, close to half. Lucas, your assessment here in this first half has been very fast.
It's been very fast-paced. A lot of time has gone quickly out the window with the St. Mary's Knights having a lot of time of possession right now and running the football like crazy. But thinking of the current score right now, 21-12, that's a 9-point lead. And in my opinion, it is why special teams is often undervalued in high school football, because now Buckeye is going to head into the locker room presumably with a 2-possession lead. But if St. Mary's was making their extra points, it would be a 7-point game right now. So the critical element of special teams allows Buckeye to be an extra possession up, and Darius Haskin is just doing his thing. All the yards after catch, all the moves he makes in the open field. Such a monster to deal with.
8.9 seconds remaining. Rolando Negrete, the soccer player who just happens to kick the football really well. Kicks it short with the attempt to recover, but ends up heading out of bounds. And the Knights will have it 1st and 10 with 8.9 remaining. Very dangerous territory here because the Hawks, Lucas, can't fall asleep. Even if the Knights run the ball, they run the ball extremely well.
They get free. We saw a lot of counters today, and a couple of them have been fooling the Hawks here, so might want to have a couple guys just drop a little bit further back, play gap sound defense, and just make the tackle. And Buckeye wants to talk things over before St. Mary's can get this playoff.
We'll keep it here. We'll keep it here with 8.9 remaining. Again, we talked about the elusiveness of this St. Mary's offense, the wing tee, the history, the tradition, and how it favors players maybe that are a little bit smaller. That's been kind of the modus operandi for this St. Mary's offense, but you've got one fairly dominant athlete in your quarterback that can literally run the ball play after play after play, but you've got some outlets with other players. So looks to be the perfect offense for this team.
It fits them. It fits their identity. They don't like to run away from it. They just like to keep doing what they're doing. That is their identity as a football team.
They'll take a knee here going in at half, and that's it. The first half comes to a close, not even 50 minutes in, with the Buckeye Hawks and 2 touchdowns behind the hands and legs of Darius Haskin and the arm of Ricardo Juarez lead this St. Mary's Knights team 21-12. We'll be back with Principal Joe Kinney here on the Varsity Sports Show Thursday night game of the week, senior night, out at Buckeye High School versus St. Mary's. We'll be right back. All right, Mr. Kinney, you are up. Okay, Mr. Kinney, this is Lucas Metzner. Lucas, nice to meet you.
The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of Varsity sports games? We bring you pregame. The hottest show covering Arizona high school football, Varsity Live. Do you want to hear from players of the week and our own analysts covering all of Varsity sports games? We bring you pregame previews and postgame recaps every single Friday night, wrapped up all into one show called Varsity Live. Tune in at Varsity Sports Show on YouTube Fridays at 6:30 p.m. MST for pregame and 10 p.m. MST for postgame. I'm your host, Kyle Cooper, and I will see you Friday night.
Questions, and they've just said, hey, we're working, and we're going to fight through it. And it's been impressive.
Hey, folks.
Okay.
J.R. Lambright
And then
here,
anything else you
special
want to talk
field
about, clubs,
correspondent for the
activities,
Varsity
anything
Sports Show.
particular involving
Join
the
me
community?
every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Okay. 30 seconds, okay. All right.
I'm not sure what the name of the park is. I always call it the Buckeye Park.
Nearby.
Hi, Varsity Sports
Buckeye
fans.
Memorial
This is
Park.
Shy
Okay,
Zone.
Buckeye
Make sure you
Memorial.
stay
Okay.
tuned
All
for
right.
our halftime,
Okay.
where we break down
All right.
different highlights from sports
okay.
locally
Wonderful.
or otherwise.
And,
So plenty
and
of
then anything,
entertainment and content
anything
coming your
on-
way
on
if you
campus,
stick around
any
with
other
us.
events,
What I
anything
personally
that,
think is cool about our halftime show is we cover
coming
different
up
sports,
here
maybe
next
some you might not expect, and a variety of different content. Of course, high school football, and maybe some professional stuff such as NFL highlights from the previous week.
How's that? A little better? Better? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is halftime here at Buckeye High School on senior night, and I'm joined by Principal Joe Kinney. Mr. Kinney, first of all, last time I saw you, we had sunblock on. We're at the islands. We're in Kauai. We're celebrating a victory, having a big meal post game. Both teams together. A lot of white rice. I can talk about the white rice, and Coach Pooney teases me. We have come a long way. Let's go back in time a little bit. What was, first of all, season opening game out there, the work that was involved, and you being a part of that trip? Tell us about it.
Well, Vince, thanks for having me on. Our trip to Hawaii was fantastic, and I will start off by saying we could not do this as a school without the leadership of our football coaches, our community boosters, the community support was there, this district administration was behind us, and it just came together, and it was just a nice family atmosphere from day one when we got out there. And it was just such a great experience for the kids. You know, when you were able to take kids to Pearl Harbor and you're able to travel the islands and experience the food and the culture, and then of course you get to play football on top of it.
Oh boy.
You know, it was a fantastic trip and a great way to start the season.
Well, it was a great win. It was a great way to kick things off. And as we were talking, I was asking you about different things going on, and I know, our audio, some of that may have been picked up, but there is a lot going on. We talk about football. We know it's been, the team started off on fire. They were 5-0, stumbled a little bit the last couple of weeks. I told Coach Pooney, when I saw him tonight, I hadn't seen him since August, and I said, Coach, you guys have been on vacation the last 3 weeks. Now I'm here. Let's get to work. And he kind of laughed. He laughed. I mean, I know these guys put in a lot of hours, but it's been quite a season. A couple of kids had some injuries. It's been a tough schedule. We knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. What have you seen week after week after week from this team?
Absolute resilience. I mean, when you talk about the development of young men and young men in a team atmosphere,
yeah.
As principal, I see this day in and day out. Our kids have not hung their heads. They have understood what's in front of them, and a lot of that goes with the coaching, but a lot of that comes from just their maturity and understanding the expectation that our school and our community has for them. And day in and day out, these kids are still the leaders on the campus, and they're still holding doors for teachers, and they're still cleaning up trash after lunches. And
yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens after Friday night. They come back Monday refocused and ready to go, and they're grinding it out, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
It's not always about athletics. I mean, we like to think that it is, but it's a community. There is school, there's academics, there is learning going on, there's other activities going on here, but the fact that sport is a big part of the campus culture out here within the community. But you look at other things going on, and while the focus is on athletics, let's talk a little bit about the cross-country team here. That's kind of like the cross-country has been kind of the forgotten man a lot of times because it's during football season, but you guys are doing some amazing things there.
You're absolutely right, Vince. We have had a very strong season from both the boys and the girls teams, and a lot of kids PRing week in and week out that I think a lot of them felt like they hit the peak mid-season, and they just continue to impress themselves. We just competed in the region meet, district meet this week, in which we produced one state qualifier. Lily is going to represent Buckeye Union at the state cross-country meet next Saturday, and we couldn't be more happy for her.
What's now the specific event? Is it what distance specifically is it? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I don't.
Okay.
A lot of this came through via text from our head coaches. So
They just said she qualified for state.
literally,
We're going to cheer her
I
on.
get a video and it buffers, and that's about all I get.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure. What's interesting, even at this level, when it comes to distance events, there could potentially be state records, world records broken. It doesn't matter how old these kids are. If they can run, they can run.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk about volleyball, because that's one thing that you wanted to focus on a little bit as well.
Well, our volleyball team this year, and I give all the credit and respect to Coach TJ Furco, because he's come in year number 2 and he's just done a bang-up job. The girls won the region this year, which I don't think has ever been done.
Wow.
And they slayed the Dragon, the rival across town, Yonker.
Oh, yeah.
Two nights in a row, and these girls have stepped up, and they play smart volleyball. For so many years, you watch volleyball, and it's just bang, bang, bang,
Yep.
and girls are just slugging it out.
Yep.
But our girls, in their approach, now don't get me wrong, I'm not taking spikes from them. But so many times our girls are so calculated in what they do.
Yeah.
And they play a smart brand of volleyball. And I sit and practice and I watch these girls practice, and you can tell when coach coaches, and it's like they hear it on a different level. And that's how they're digesting it. And they only had 2 seniors this year.
Wow.
So he's going to come back loaded again next year, but not to go too far into the future. We've got a play-in game Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
We'll learn tomorrow who will play, but the campus is jazzed.
Do you already know that game you'll be hosting it, or?
No, we will be on the road.
Okay, you will be traveling for that. Okay, well, all the luck to Buckeye volleyball as they hopefully get a bid in the postseason here. You got some other things going on in the community. Obviously, we're a couple of days away from one of my favorite holidays of the year, in Halloween. Talk about that, and that's a big community event.
It is. In our city of Buckeye, they do it very well. We have a large Boo Fest down at Buckeye Memorial Park.
Okay.
And it is very well attended. All of the elementary schools get involved. The high school will be on full showcase. Our athletics, our clubs, all of our activities, our NHSs, our key clubs. The ROTC will start the night off. It's just a great event. It's well attended. The city of Buckeye gets involved, and it's over, I would say it's a 60-acre lot that just gets filled up with kids and candy and games, and it's a good time.
One thing I have to comment on is that it's very interesting, because in a lot of communities, you never see the principal. I don't know if you knew this or not. I don't want to ruin it for anybody here and say, you're participating in now, it's okay to not. But
right.
but that's not the norm. But you're like, I remember when I met you at Waimea, and we were talking post game. I didn't even know you were the principal. I just thought you were just some random pair. And I'm glad I didn't say anything about the administration. But what was that like, stepping into the role? Was that something that had already been ingrained here, that prior administrations had already been that active? Was that something you kind of brought to the table? Because I know yourself and, of course, your athletic director, Louis Contreras, who, I see him all the time, but yet right now I look around, I can't even find the guy, who's also a great guy, very involved. But you guys are everywhere.
Vince, that's just what we do. We are so lucky in so many regards to have a community like Buckeye. And we have so much tradition here. And I can't speak for past administrations, but I know for the administrative group that we have here right now that I was very fortunate enough to hire and bring in.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to have Louis already here.
Yeah.
So I had a cornerstone.
Okay.
Community's our thing. We live and breathe our community. I got to tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
Our assistant principal of academics, Kristen Koch.
Okay.
She has done this every day since the beginning of school, is a reintroduction to the community on Instagram of our teachers. She highlights one teacher or staff member every single day to make sure our community knows who has their kids 5 days a week. Because we have their kids more than they have their kids.
Sure they do.
And I need them to know who's taking care of them.
Yeah, that they're okay.
And that's just it. I only wear a tie because I made to. If I didn't have to wear a tie, I wouldn't wear a tie.
Yeah.
But that's just what we do. Our community's our thing, and it's just part of us.
What do you wish? Is there? I know every administration has a wish list. Every principal, everything, because there's always things you want to do better. If you get to a point where you don't want to, you feel like you have everything, then I think at that point it's time to move on, because there's always something to improve on, and you have your wish list. What are some things that maybe you wish with regard to outreach in the community, or things that you could tie more community members, leaders, into what you're doing and buying in here?
Honestly, one thing we've looked at, and it has been a major, I guess, issue for our community, and this sounds so simple, but it's not, is transportation. And what I mean by that is our kids are very limited in how they get to things.
Okay.
And in talking to kids and polling kids and going through classrooms and getting a feel for why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I don't have a ride.
Oh.
I don't have a way to get there.
Okay.
And vice versa, our community says, well, I don't know the schedule. I don't know when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And so in our work with our community, like on top of our wish list is getting our kids out to things more.
Okay.
And we are, again, in our district, very lucky to have a transportation staff that is more than willing to do things. And we get our kids going as much. We got a group going to ASU tomorrow. I had a group come back from GCU.
Nice.
We were up at NAU 2 weeks ago for a Gear Up thing.
Okay.
We got our kids moving, but if I had infinite money, I'd buy more buses and more bus drivers, and we'd be just pushing kids everywhere, because there is just a plethora of things in our valley that they need to get out and see.
Yeah.
And when they do, they come back just that much of a deeper, more well-rounded young person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So heading in now into the fall, we've got, again, Halloween next week. We've got Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas holiday, and so there's a lot of excitement brewing around this community. It's a very tight-knit community. You recently celebrated your 100th anniversary as a city. Is there something else that maybe is in the works that, Diary of Anne Frank.
Yes.
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Absolutely.
When I was thinking of activities on campus, that's a must-see for everybody.
Michael Hasslinger, our director of theater, has put together a very, very mature, very well-respected program with the Diary of Anne Frank.
Yeah.
And as a school principal, there's things when theater teachers and the fine arts come to you and say, here's what we want to do. And, you think, yeah, that's great. But then you got to think about community. You got to think about maturity. You got to think about all these things. And so when I was originally approached about the Diary of Anne Frank, we thought this through. Like, we vetted this through our site councils, through our community members, to make sure that we were ready for something like this.
Yeah.
Because the respect that has to be paid to stories such as the Diary of Anne Frank and all of the things of our veterans and in all of that time period has to be treated so delicately, but also has to be infused with youth to make it alive. And that's a delicate balance, and there's special people in this world that can do it, and Michael Hasslinger's a director that can do it.
With, in my opinion, I think the campus community, and I think you can agree, is a microcosm of society as a whole. You've got
Correct.
every possible ethnicity, race, religion, blended together to get along. And how important is it for us to know the history and the story of Anne Frank in a world that with things going on right now?
Extremely important. It couldn't have come at a better time, and I think that was some of the backlog of why now. We look at our own community, and yes, we've got 102 years of farming and tradition and all of those things, but we've also got an influx of new community members. We've got new houses being developed. Buckeye has been touted for the last decade as the fastest growing city in America.
Yep.
And I've got the proof. Anybody who's listening wants to come out for a tour, I can show the proof.
Yeah.
We've got industry moving in left and right, and we look at the dynamics of our community. We're marrying a 100-year-old ranch family with brand new, young, maybe from out of state, maybe from California, or just brand new first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
And so as a school, we're playing the middleman in this. We're wanting to join the two because both have such great ideas and energy.
Dispute me here. Is it true Bill Gates has an underground bunker somewhere in the middle of town?
You know, we've been Mr. Contreras and I have been driving around on a golf cart for many afternoons looking for that, and we haven't had much success yet.
He'd make a heck of an athletic booster.
I tell you what, if he can do anything like Oregon does with Phil Knight,
yes.
I think we'd be in great shape.
Well, I think we would. I think we'd have trips a couple of times a season out to Kauai.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so Buckeye Principal Joe Kinney. Mr. Kinney, thank you so much. I want to thank you because even in conversations that we've had, I feel like I'm at home here. I mean, I live kind of far away, but I love it here. I love the community. I love the people. I love the families that you've surrounded yourself with. And when I say families, I mean not just, people whose kids go to school here, but people who work here. I mean, everybody is just so nice top to bottom that they care, and it all starts at the top, and it's a reflection of things that you're doing and things that you're doing very well. So for that, I thank you. Thanks for allowing us to be involved, and we look forward to continuing this for hopefully as long as you're here.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a great relationship, and we just look to keep growing this thing as a community and doing this as a family.
All right. Principal Joe Kinney, Buckeye Hawks. Guys, enjoy the second half. We'll be back here on senior night. Mr. Kinney, thanks again.
Absolutely.
All right.
You, sir.
Okay.
Go Hawks.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Game 7 of the NLCS between the Diamondbacks and Phillies. We're going to start at the top of the first inning. Diamondbacks already have traffic. They have 2 on with 1 out facing Ranger Suarez, and it's Christian Walker using all his speed to beat out the double play and get the D-backs on the board early. We go to the bottom of the second. Alec Bohm facing the sensational rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt. He takes Pfaadt deep and ties the game in the bottom of the second, and it's 1-1. Then we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth, still 1-1. Runner on for the Phillies. Bryson Stott's going to hit one into the gap. That would be a double that allows the Phillies to take the lead. Alec Bohm would come all the way around and score, and the Phillies had a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth. But Brandon Pfaadt, as he's shown all postseason long, showed no sweat. He was able to strike out Castellanos and strike out Johan Rojas to limit the damage to 2 runs and get out of the jam. So we go to the top of the fifth. The resilient Arizona Diamondbacks find a way to get a runner on second. Geraldo Perdomo bunts to get Rivera over to second, and Corbin Carroll, who had a terrific night, singles up the middle with 2 outs in the top of the fifth to tie Game 7 at 2 apiece. That would be the end of the night for Ranger Suarez. They bring on Jeff Hoffman to pitch, and immediately Corbin Carroll swipes second base, and that would matter big time because Gabriel Moreno continues his clutch playoff performance, singles the opposite way, bringing home the speedy Carroll. Moreno would get caught up between first and second and ultimately get out, but the D-backs would take the lead once again in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Runner on second after a Kyle Schwarber leadoff double. Joe Mantiply on. He forces Trey Turner to ground out and gets Bryce Harper to fly out a long way. Close call there. Bryce Harper always clutch in the playoffs. He gets out of it. Ryan Thompson comes on and finishes the job in the bottom of the fifth and gets Alec Bohm to pop out. We go to the top of the seventh. Geraldo Perdomo on to lead off the inning. Ketel Marte against Jose Alvarado. He's had a phenomenal postseason. This one goes over the head of Nick Castellanos, and it gets Geraldo Perdomo to third. Marte's had an absolutely phenomenal postseason, and now he has an MLB record 16 straight games with a hit in the playoffs to start his postseason career, and that would bring up Carroll once again. He had a phenomenal night, and he's going to add some insurance here. He's going to fly out to Nick Castellanos, but plenty deep enough to bring home Geraldo Perdomo for the sacrifice fly, and the D-backs are up 2 runs now here in Game 7. So in the bottom of the 7th, they bring on Kevin Ginkel. The bullpen for the D-backs was a phenomenal story this series, and they continued their great ways, trying to finish the job. Huge at bat here for Kevin Ginkel, facing Bryce Harper with 2 on and 2 out, and he gets the great Bryce Harper to fly out to Alec Thomas. So the D-backs would have 6 outs to get, and in the next inning, Kevin Ginkel would stay on and strike out all 3 batters. The D-backs can smell it. They bring on Paul Sewald for the final 3 outs. He's going to start off by facing Nick Castellanos. He gets him to fly out to right. The D-backs would have 2 more outs to get to finish the job in the National League and get to the World Series against all odds. Brandon Marsh is going to fly out the opposite way to Lourdes Gurriel, and there's 1 out for the D-backs facing pinch hitter Jake Cave. 1 out to get for Paul Sewald and the D-backs, and Jake Cave is going to fly to right field. Corbin Carroll is there, and the Arizona Diamondbacks continue this improbable, unbelievable postseason run. After being down 2-0 in the series, they go into Philly and win the final 2 games, win the series in 7, go to their first World Series since 2001, and face the Rangers starting on Friday night. What an incredible run it's been.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
To the Thursday night high school football game of the week live from Buckeye High School. It's senior night where the Hawks host the St. Mary's Knights, and they lead 21-12. Key win for them tonight if they're able to hang on in the postseason race here, sitting at 5-3 right now, and of course St. Mary's at 3-5. Getting ready for the second half kickoff here. Rolando Negrete of the Hawks to kick off. Vince DeLisio joined by Lucas Metzner for half number 2. We had a great chat with Buckeye principal Joe Kinney. A really nice guy and really in tune with the community and really trying to make this campus community part of the overall Buckeye community and continuing to strive to do that. On the return, live ball. Somebody should have told somebody down on the field. And that was Branson Brown. We don't know if he was able to get on that thing. Yes, he did. And the Knights will have it. It was a bit of a scary moment there.
Yeah, for the Knights, that's happened to him twice now. 2 kicks in a row. We had Negrete try that at the end of the second quarter, and it went in and out of the hands before going out of bounds. And that time, just a fight for it by the kickoff team and the returner. And give Negrete a lot of credit. I mean, he's given his guys a chance with that accuracy to try and have a downfield onside kick pretty much right there.
Quarterback Jimmy Hill of the Knights, who is on a tear in the first half and is this team's leading rusher, starting off first play from scrimmage of the second half, doing what he does best, run the ball. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, stopped on the play, in on the stop. 75 for the Hawks. That was Kasaya Kaluna.
Kaluna with a great block shed that time, totally threw his guy off of him and made a great tackle that play.
2nd and 9. Hill. Hill once again on the carry, round the left side before being dragged down. Not before getting the first down, though. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. Cohen Scott, number 40, from the Hawks, in on the stop.
And that has been the Knights' money play tonight. The quarterback counter, especially from the shotgun, gets you extra time to set that up, take a jab step one way, and start running the other way while you got your two pullers, your two guards leading the way for you, and they've done a good job for Mr. Jimmy Hill tonight.
1st and 10. St. Mary's. The give, round the left side. 21, Atkinson. In on the stop. Once again. 75 on the assist. Kaluna. Clock continues to move here early in the third quarter. We had a 47-minute first half, and the way things are starting now with the clock movement, might be just as fast here in the second half. Hill over the top, all alone, finds his target, completes it, loses the football. The Hawks may have it, and they do. 1st and 10 Hawks. Wow, what presence. Darius Haskin to strip that ball away.
I mean, unbelievable. He doesn't get a break. He's offense, he's defense, he's special teams. He's on the field at all times, and we saw him try it at the very end, a quarterback, Jimmy Hill, right before the Knights' second touchdown, and this time in space after the Knights pull off a rare pass, and Haskin knew what he wanted right there. He didn't want the tackle. He wanted the football, squared up to his arm and ripped it right out.
1st and 10, ball on the 30. Quarterback, Ricardo Juarez of this Buckeye team. Pistol formation, the give. Inside, 21 starting the second half, Shamar Parker. And tripped up in on the stop for the Knights. 51. That was Americ Karekis. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
That is rare from Shamar Parker to get that few yardage. He is averaging 5.2 yards per carry.
Juarez overthrows his intended target in Pablo Cardenas. 3rd and 8. Just like that.
A trip on the first down play and just too high on the screen pass. Let's see what Coach Josh Stringham, the offensive coordinator of the Buckeyes, dials up here in a 3rd and 8 situation.
Ball on the 32-yard line. Juarez. 2-by-2 set for Buckeye. Juarez back to pass, pumps, throws over the top, completes to Haskin, makes it look so easy. 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
I mean, who else? You know, he has been all over the field, doesn't get a break, all 3 phases of the football, and play after play after play, he's making the play. Truly been special to watch tonight.
30-yard gain on that play. 1st and 10. Parker round the right side. Flags come a-flying. We'll find out what the call is here. Karekis in on the stop.
64. Holding. Offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
Okay, there we go. Loss of 10 on the play as a result of the penalty, but a repeat of 1st down. It'll be 1st and 20. Ball on the 49-yard line. Clock continues to move. Juarez. 4 receivers for the Hawks. Juarez scrambles, searches Again, goes over the top, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, and that ball was picked off by Jason Espinoza, and here come more flags. Got some disagreements on the sideline. As we await the officials confer. Here we go.
Hey, at the interception during the return, personal foul. Number 60, late hit, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Result's going to be a first down.
That goes against the Hawks. And, Lucas, you could speak to this. I mean, you're a team that in St. Mary's, you're down, you make a great play, you want to celebrate it, and unfortunately some things happen at the end, and here we go.
Yeah, those undisciplined 15-yard penalties right there, and the Knights in prime position just 40 yards away.
1st and 10. Hill, little trickery, over the top, all alone, finds a target, and the flag. Ball was caught by Josiah Atkinson. We'll see who that's against and if it negates the long gain. The officials, 8:20 remaining here in the third quarter. As, here we go.
Yeah, just tell them, hey, too many here. That penalty is going to be declined. Okay, result of the play is going to be a first down here.
Okay, too many here means too many men on the field for Buckeye. So penalty, you heard it. Knights decline it, and it'll be 1st and goal on the 10-yard line.
Jimmy Hill been used more runner tonight, but shows you why he is the quarterback. He can throw, and made a nice throw and catch for the Knights right there.
Hill sprints to his left, breaks free through the line for a Knights touchdown. Wow, that was fast.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another quarterback counter right there. And St. Mary's is right back in it now. Down 3 before they attempt an extra point.
Speaking of, it looks like that is exactly what they'll do. They brought in their kicker, Dom Korekis, who will attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, kick is up and clears. And the Knights are within 2. Buckeye leading 21-19, 8:15 remaining in the quarter. We'll be right back. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Welcome back. The Knights having just scored, and now it's the Hawks' turn. Korekis with a bit of a line drive lands right in the hands of Chronicles Jones. He wisely takes that ball and holds it like a sack of potatoes and goes to the ground. bringing his offense out onto the field. Near midfield, it'll be 1st and 10. Real quickly, Lucas, give us, we talked about this a little bit off camera, Metzner's mid-game summary. Talk to us a little bit about what the Knights need to keep doing in order to they're down by 2, but to take this game.
Knights just forced a huge turnover, and they scored points off of it. So let's see if that defense can come in clutch and force another turnover. They have also been able to force Buckeye to be able to punt. So, it's key to for defense get this stop. The sooner the better. Give the offense a chance because the offense needs a reset. Instead of a tie game, they're down 2 points right now. They need another score and get on top.
New quarterback in the game for Buckeye, and the give to Parker. That's Zachary Bennett. And obviously, now that we're on the topic of the Buckeye offense here, what do they need to do to continue to kind of separate themselves tonight from St. Mary's?
Eliminate turnovers. You're doing a good job with that before with Darius Haskin forcing the fumble, and you're winning the turnover battle. That's, key to any game. Any coach wants to win the turnover battle. So Juarez throwing the interception there gets Bennett a chance. And my other key is keep getting the ball to Darius Haskin. He's a playmaker for a reason. He's going to continue to make plays, continue to feed him, and the offense should be fine.
2nd and 12. Bennett to Haskin. Haskin finds a lane around the left side, still on his feet, making something out of nothing, and at least getting back to the line of scrimmage, depending on how generous this spot is, may have gained 1. And it's looking that way, and it'll be 3rd down and 9.
A play that, almost went for nothing right there. A short gain of 2 yards maximum, but it shows you the skill he has. He should have been tackled for a loss of a couple yards right there, and his elusiveness and ability to evade tacklers gives them 2 or 3 yards right there and a chance on 3rd and long.
Bennett, the quarterback. Trip set for the Hawks. Bennett sprints out to his right, sets his feet, throws to the second level, completed to Haskin. Haskin has a nose for that line to gain. 1st down, Hawks.
He's very aware. He's got high football IQ. When he lines up, he's looking, where is it? And he's putting that yard line. He's matching the yard line from the stick to the one on the field so he knows where to run his route, where to make that cut. And whether it's been Juarez or Bennett, he's catching them from both and right at that 1st down marker, but just past it.
1st and 10 for the Hawks. The give to Parker. Parker around the left side. Nothing but open field. Still on his feet. Finally brought down near another 1st down. Diego Mejia Sanchez in on the stop for the Knights.
The leading rusher of this Hawk squad, Shamar Parker, he's got 1 game of over 100-plus yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, long of 35 yards, and averages about 72 yards a game. He's really critical to the Hawks staying balanced on the field and making sure they have a run game.
1st and 10, Buckeye. 5.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Parker dragged down by 51. Emerick Karekis.
That's a great play fake and play design right there for Buckeye, using the threat of Darius Haskin, faking the play to him and opening up some additional room for Shamar Parker because that defense is so worried about what Haskin can do.
Coming up on 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Trip set. Look at receiver number 2, top of your screen. That is number 3, Darius Haskin, the 2nd receiver in. Bennett back to pass. Takes a step, evading defenders, tucks it away, and runs before being pulled down. Clock still moving, stays in bounds, and in on the stop. 50, Omar Rivera.
It's a smart job by Bennett right there, not to force anything. Didn't see anything he liked. Got a yard or 2 by just scrambling it. And I'm sure with the position that the Hawks are in right now that it is 4 down territory for Puni Ellis.
3rd and 3. Haskin in motion. Flag thrown. We've got some movement.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Well, there you have it. So it'll be a repeat of third down. 3rd and 8. Bennett gets the play from offensive coordinator Stringham. And the Hawks line up. 4-receiver set. Shamar Parker in the backfield. Haskin in motion. Haskin sprints out to his left. Tucks and runs. Knights did a great job of covering up the receivers.
They really had them covered downfield through and through. The only one that might have been open right there was Darius Haskin himself, and he was waving his arms up and down. He was the fake on that play, so Zachary Bennett didn't bother to look back over to him, but he was kind of sitting there near the line of scrimmage open.
Now, here's an interesting situation. So 4th and 9, you don't know, your kicker has a great range, but we're still looking at probably close to a 50-yard field goal attempt. 4th and 9, you're going for it. Too close to punt. I mean, you could, but we've got a timeout called by the Knights. We'll take the quick timeout as well with 3:02 remaining. We'll be back.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
Welcome back to the Thursday night high school game of the week brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show. And thank you so much to the Buckeye High School community for allowing us to bring you this game as well as 4 other games over the course of the season. Bennett back to pass. Bennett throws over the top, finds Haskin, who's in for the Hawks touchdown. 31 yards, just like that, on a post.
He's unbelievable. I mean, all Hawks touchdowns belong to Darius Haskin. He now has 3 receiving touchdowns, so a hat trick just through the air, and then he has a 4th rushing the football. He now has 5 rushing touchdowns as well as 14 receiving touchdowns, so he has 19 total touchdowns on the year and well over 800 yards receiving, over 250 yards rushing. He's over 1,000 all-purpose yards.
The Hawks now lead the St. Mary's Knights once again back up by 9, 28-19, 2:54 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to keep it right here. I want to talk about this Darius Haskin. And when I talked to Coach Pooney Ellis pregame, off camera, I said, Coach, Darius, off and on throughout the season, he's had these little nagging things bothering him, injury-wise. Because, when you're a marquee player, a lot of times there's a couple extra tackles coming at you and things. And so it's been one of those seasons. He says, yeah, he might be 60, 70%, but in the overall scheme of things, he's head and shoulders above, a lot of teams' best players. And that's what we want. That's what we get throughout the course of the season. That is Darius Haskin. So quite a dynamic player. How many stats, how many touchdowns on the years?
He's got 19 now, and 5 of them on the ground. The other 14 through the air. Over 1,000 all-purpose yards, over 800 yards receiving now. Well over 55 receptions. He's an absolute animal. He's different, and he doesn't leave the field either. He's their offense, defense, and special teams.
So colleges look for number 3. There we go. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
And another man that's going to deserve a lot of credit for how things are going tonight is Rolando Negrete, the kicker. He's just been consistent doing his job, but look at where St. Mary's has to operate from. As a team that likes to run the football, they're running out of time in the third quarter, and because of the special teams discrepancy, they are down by 2 possessions. Negrete has done nothing special or out of the ordinary, but he's done his job, and his job is so important to this Buckeye team.
And he's been doing it for 4 years. He has been their kicker for 4 years. When number 1 leaves after this year, there will be a void, and whoever has to step into that role is going to have some big shoes to fill. Knights, 1st and 10. Hill, the handoff to Pompa. Pompa around the left side, met at the line of scrimmage, might even be a loss. And in on the stop, 72. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13.
There goes Buckeye again, bringing up all of their guys into the box to counter this St. Mary's run on 2nd and long.
Great gain, 1st and 10. And once again, on the carry, 88, John Harrington.
St. Mary's doing a good job of doing what they do best, run the football, and they got out of a scary 2nd and 13 situation, move the chains, and are working their way down the field.
And Hill, once again, the give around the left side. I think they may have found a seam in the front. Number 21, Atkinson. Couple of yards at a pop on this offense, this wing T offense. That's the goal. Few yards here and there. Your very athletic offensive line and some misdirection. 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, then all of a sudden 30. 3 yards, 3 yards, and then another 30. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Hill and the flag.
Back up offense. Ball start. Offense. 5-minute penalty. Still 2nd down.
Okay.
For a team that really likes to stay on schedule, such as the St. Mary's Knights, they don't have a lot of those. They don't have a lot of false starts, a lot of pre-snap penalties. They don't like to beat themselves, and you don't see it often.
Number 72, who was not initially on our roster, we've cleared it with the public address announcer for the Hawks, was in on a couple of stops already. That's Riley Zemansky, so thought we should mention that. Hill sprinting out to his right, nearly intercepted by Chronicle Jones. Passing complete, be 3rd and 11.
Despite having all the Hawk defenders up near in the box area, give a lot of credit to this Hawks defense who has to pretty much expect run every play except maybe this play on 3rd and long. But they have to expect run, and good job of adjusting and finding the pass on the fly to break it up right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure and listen to the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060. We'll feature many programs, coaches, including Hawks head coach Puni Ellis. He'll be joining us live to give us a post-game wrap of tonight's game. Hill on the keeper, runs into a wall in Egypt, Bandon and company. Bandon, of course, the Hawks punter, also a pretty darn good defensive lineman. 4th and 11 as the seconds in the third quarter tick away. May not run another play here in the quarter. They're just letting it run out. And we'll do the same. The Buckeye Hawks leading the St. Mary's Knights 28-19 as we head into quarter number 4 on senior night and the Thursday night game of the week. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
And welcome back. That was a quick break. We're sitting here, and our producer, Sammy Rivera, is looking up at me with his thumb up saying, okay, you guys are on. Anyway, it's been a fast game tonight, and it's been a great game, particularly for the Buckeye Hawks. Things are going very well. There have been a couple of miscues early in this game, but I think they've found their footing. Lucas, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. They know their main playmaker, Darius Haskin, needs the football in his hands, made plays, responsible for all 4 Hawks touchdowns, and the defense really finding their stride there late in the third quarter, forcing a big stop.
And the punt. Good hang time, makes its way, takes a St. Mary's bounce before it's finally comes to a stop, and Buckeye will take over 1st and 10 inside their own 40-yard line, call it the 38. Just into the fourth quarter. That is correct, folks. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, and we're already in the fourth quarter of this ball game.
Just cruising along today. A lot of running the football, and from the Hawks, they will throw, but they complete a lot of passes, especially to number 3, who we have not stopped mentioning tonight, but how can you when the way he plays the game of football?
And the give to Parker. Parker around the left side, spinning out of tackles, finally wrapped up, wisely wrapped up by several players, led by 28 Bobby Lewis. May not have gotten it. Let's see where he got the spot. That's a generous spot. Okay. Looks to be a gain of 4 on the play, 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Good momentum from the line right there. Help keep moving them along forward. And Buckeye going to look to pull a page out of St. Mary's book. Run this football a lot and try and take away a lot of clock right now.
Trip set for the Hawks. Bennett completes. And stopped on the play by number 51 of the Knights, Korekis, and that was on the reception, Davon Standard.
It's going to be really interesting to me to see what Buckeye will continue to do moving forward with the quarterback situation. They have 2 seniors who have 2 different skill sets. Ricardo Juarez really good on his legs, and Zachary Bennett has made an excellent pocket passer.
3rd and 1. The give to Parker. Parker coming through on a full head of steam, spinning his way to a first down. Great gain on the play. May have gotten over 10 yards on that carry alone where he only needed 1. And it's 1st and 10. Ball on the Knights' 43-yard line.
That is how I like to think that Shamar Parker runs the football. Like he needs 1, but he's always going to end up with 6, 8, 7, 9, 10, and that time 11 right there. He is head down, shoulder down with authority every time he runs the ball.
Under 10 minutes remaining in the game. Trip set for the Hawks. Quarterback Zach Bennett. Bennett pulls the ball back, throws on the slant, couldn't complete it. Intended receiver in and out of the hands of Xavier Scott. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, if you're Xavier Scott, that's just one you want to have back right there. A simple timing throw put on the money by Zachary Bennett, but just couldn't haul it in right there. Probably a lot of heat on that football considering where it needed to be placed.
Second and 10, ball on the 43. Haskin in motion. The give to Parker. Parker bulldozing his way ahead for 3 more. And third down.
Hawks doing a good job right now, just slowly moving that football, taking time away from this St. Mary's offense, who at this point, time is the enemy of the Knights offense. And the Hawks just doing what they can to keep the chains moving here.
3rd and 7. Bennett sprints to his right. Sets up, throws on the out route, completes it to Haskin. You know who. And a 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
Haskin really is the complete package. That time, instead of watching the ball, I figured it would go to Haskin, so I watched him that entire play. The way he releases off a defender, it's 2 quick steps, maybe an arm movement, and like we were saying before, just knowing where the chains are. He's running his route to those specific yard lines, like 1 to 2 yards past the chains, keeps the sticks moving. I mean, his football IQ and awareness has really put this team into new heights, and having the awareness to put his feet down right before the sideline as well.
Bennett looks, still on his feet, throws over the top, completes it for another Hawks first down. Surprising, and that was number 20, Pablo Cardenas. Surprising, Lucas, because he could have easily tucked that ball away and run out of bounds, maybe gaining 5 yards, but he had the patience with defenders breathing down his neck to complete that pass, bigger picture, with a nice first down.
Good blocking up front, and then when the pressure starts to get there, really good patience by Zachary Bennett. That time, the screen running from Carneras right there, that was a fake. It was supposed to go to Haskin over the top, but St. Mary's had it played well enough, and Bennett found him anyway after he was supposed to be the fake.
The give once again to Parker. Parker. And some misdirection comes back. May have lost a couple of yards on the play. So I want to set something up. 2 years ago, St. Mary's came here. It was not last year. Last year, the Hawks went to Yuma and lost that game in the opening round of the playoffs. But 2 years ago, on senior night, similar environment, St. Mary's comes in, lot on the line, playoff berth on the line, and St. Mary's comes away with the upset, the 3-point win over a Buckeye team that was favored to win that game. And very disappointing, and Buckeye hoping to avenge tonight. And Darius Haskin is in for another Hawks touchdown. Wow.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but now 5 touchdowns. All 5 Buckeye touchdowns belong to Darius Haskin. I mean, the other impressive thing, when he's in the middle of the yak, the yards after catch, the elusiveness and the moves he has, the juke moves, the spin moves, he just drops so many tacklers from bringing him down. It's impressive.
Negrete's kick is good. And Darius Haskin playing at 60 to 70%, according to his coach, most of the season, just scored his 5th touchdown. I'll take a guy at 60 to 70% if he can give me 5 touchdowns.
I mean, who wouldn't? This is a playmaker you want to have on your team at the next level. We said earlier, colleges, if you're tuning in tonight, just keep watching number 3 and look into if you want a future with him in your program, because the ball in his hands, that's scary. I mean, St. Mary's is a good football team, and they just look silly trying to tackle him tonight.
Well, with the Hawks now leading the St. Mary's Knights 35-19. 7:38 remaining. The St. Mary's offense with a bit of an uphill battle, considering they rely so much on the run. Their biggest enemy tonight is not the team in blue, it's that clock. Negrete set to kick off. Deep to receive for the Knights. 32, Branson Brown. And 21, Josiah Atkinson. Negrete's kick in Brown's hands. Brown, center of the field, spin move, still on his feet, and flags come a-flying. And we may have an injury out on the field. We'll get the call from the official.
During the return, holding, number 14, White. 10-yard penalty for the spot. It's going to be first down.
Okay. Well, the field position, it'll be an official timeout for injury. Field position, a little bit better as a result of that penalty for Buckeye as players await one of their own. Looks like it's quarterback Ricardo Juarez that was covering the kick that suffered an injury. And we may take a quick timeout as well. With 7:29 remaining. We'll be right back. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. Okay, well, just as we went to break, Juarez got up and was walking off the field. So with 7:29 remaining in the ball game, Knights have it 1st and 10. Quarterback Jimmy Hill running this offense all night for St. Mary's. Ball is on the 25. Hill sprints out to his right, searches, finds a target who is promptly wrapped up and forced out of bounds by Darius Haskin. On the reception, that was 28, Bobby Lewis.
Little to no break for Haskin all over the field, offense, defense, and return man on special teams. Great job to know his assignment right there is that flat area, and St. Mary's recognizing time isn't on their side. They're now willing to throw, but Haskin's there and only allowed him maybe a yard, probably nothing.
2nd and 9. Hill keeps and met by Cohen Scott and Brennan Randall. May not have gained a yard there. It'll be 3rd down.
Brennan Randall did a great job spilling his gap right there. St. Mary's going to their number one favorite play, the quarterback counter, and it was disrupted by number 34, Randall. And he's forcing St. Mary's in an extremely tough spot. Not only is time their enemy, but they need to be absolutely perfect in this 16-point deficit. Not only are they needing 2 touchdowns, but 2 two-point conversions.
3rd and 9 for the Knights. Jimmy Hill back to pass. Scans the field, goes over the top. Overthrows the intended target. 4th down.
And right there, give a secondary assist to Egypt Bandon from that edge spot. Came screaming off at the left tackle, beat him quickly on the pass rush, and force Jimmy Hill to throw that one maybe a little bit sooner than he'd like.
And it appears that the Knights will be punting. Bobby Lewis. Lucas, have they punted tonight? I'm trying to remember back. I don't believe that they have.
This is the second time, maybe third.
Maybe third, okay. All right, Lewis's punt, great booming kick, good hang time into the hands of Haskin, who spins, finds a lane. Here he comes, folks. Sees a seam. He's going, gone. Touchdown, Hawks. Darius Haskin and the 60-yard punt return, 65-yard punt return. Wow.
I mean, we're running out of superlatives and adjectives for this guy. Someone bring a dictionary up to the booth so we can start getting a little more creative with what to say, but it's hard to find the words for a performance like this, not only on offense through receiving and rushing, but such an electric return, man. Gives me shades of Devin Hester back in my mind.
Oh, wow. Hey, you're going back a few years. Yeah. Okay. Negrete's kick is up and good, and the Hawks extend their lead with 5.5 minutes remaining. Folks, he's done it from every which way except no interception return. Not yet. You never know. Darius Haskin, 6 touchdowns tonight for the Buckeye Hawks with 5:27 remaining in the ball game on senior night in Olsen Stadium, the iconic Olsen Stadium at Buckeye Union High School. A blending of old and a little bit of new. The field, the turf field has been around for a couple of years. It's not brand new, but it's new-ish. But quite a scene for high school football. A beautiful evening here in metropolitan Phoenix, Arizona, the western outskirts of the Metro Phoenix area, where a special Thursday night edition on senior night. Negrete set to kick off for the Hawks. And once again, Atkinson and Brown. Brown on the return. And wrapped up. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. Lucas, we're 5 minutes and some change from the end of this game. You're Jose Lucero. You're obviously not Jose Lucero, but let's say you were. What is your strategy here, besides try and score a lot of points in a little amount of time?
Well, sometimes it's all about the moral victories, and, both these teams, have them taking their licks and giving them out both, but they're, both 0-3 in conference. Buckeye is soon to change that. You just need to build for your team for the next week. They can run the ball well, so just give Jimmy Hill a chance to throw this football and see how well can he be a true passing quarterback, and just see what they can put together on offense.
Pampa stopped on the play by 30. Jesus Pino.
Vince, I have a question for you. With all your experience, have you ever, and when is the last time, if so, have you seen one player account for every single touchdown of a team in a win like this?
Have I seen one player that has meant more to their team in a single game? Yes, I have. Not necessarily in what's on the scoreboard but in having a part in potentially every facet, and that was a young man at Arizona State University probably 26 years ago, named J.R. Redmond. He was a running back, and 1 week he had to start on defense while he started in the backfield on offense, as well as being the team's punt and kickoff returner. And so that was now in terms of points scored on this is Darius Haskin. This is a first for me in terms of points scored, but JR who went on to a prolific NFL career, won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots, playing with Tom Brady many years ago. Anyway, so yes. So to answer your question, yes, but in terms of what's reflected on the scoreboard, no. I haven't seen one person score from that many different ways on the ground, in the air, and on a punt return. So, as Darius Haskin. Yourself?
No.
Okay.
Something really special to witness. And, you know, pre-Varsity Sports Show and now during this Varsity Sports Show, I've seen some great football, some great moments, some unbelievable moments, but nothing like this where one guy has just taken over the scoring for his entire team.
Yeah.
Take a bow. What an impressive display from Darius Haskin.
4th and 4. Jimmy Hill, the quarterback, with the hard count, trying to draw the Hawks off and maybe sneak a 5-yard penalty in there to keep their drive alive. But to no avail, it'll be a timeout called by St. Mary's with 2:58 remaining in this one. The Knights in a deficit, down 42-19 to the Buckeye Hawks. We'll be back. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801. Welcome back. Under 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Hill on the keeper into the line of scrimmage. Not enough. Doesn't look like he got the spot there. Lucas, can you tell?
Yeah, they just walled him up right there. I mean, the referee's signaling stop the clock near the 35, and the marker was at the 37. This one should easily be Hawks ball as they just look to drain the remaining less than 3 minutes left to go.
.253, and Buckeye will have it 1st and 10, 3rd and 6.
Bennett been waiting for the back judge to put his arm up for the start of the delay game count.
Mohammadi into the pile, just keeping the clock moving. And St. Mary's not stopping the clock, realizing that the deficit too great. Hawks will come away with the win tonight, advance to 6-3 as they head into their showdown, having to hit the road next week, going to Lake Havasu. That's a drive.
That is quite the trip. So pack your pillows, blankets, and headphones for that trip, boys.
The 36-yard field goal attempt by Rolando Negrete. Left hash. Kick is up. And it's good. Wow. The Hawks extend their lead with under 1 minute remaining to 45-19 off the leg of Rolando Negrete that will likely be playing his final game on this field.
Love that call from Puni Ellis right there. Give a nod to your kicker who has done so much for this program the last 4 years. Got into range, chewing the clock down, and give him one final field goal attempt in which he drills as he's been known to do. He's been quite consistent for the Hawks. Truly an underrated member of the squad, Rolando Negrete. And he'll get to kick it off at home one more time as we wait for this last minute to drain out in a huge Buckeye Hawks win.
Negrete. Brown and Lewis. Correction, Brown and Atkinson deep to receive for the Knights. Ball rolls into the end zone. It'll be a touchback with 44.7 seconds remaining.
Not a doubt in the world with who will be our player of the game tonight. All over the field, making all kinds of plays. Can't wait to talk to
on 1st and 10. Quarterback Jimmy Hill. Ball is on the 20-yard line. And the give. Brown on the carry. May have gained a yard. Clock continues to move. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to Thursday night high school football game of the week. Live from Buckeye High School on senior night. Presented by the Varsity Sports Show and, of course, our friends, the Buckeye Hawks. Should be the final play of the game. Brown on the stop and the tackle. Clocks continue to tick down to 0. And that's it, folks. Game's over on senior night. The Hawks advance to 6-3. The Knights of St. Mary's fall to 3-6. Hawks end the season next week, the regular season, at Lake Havasu City. And then it's all mathematics in terms of what the playoff seeding will be. If they get in, this obviously was a critical game in that process, in that qualifying process. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Lucas Metzner, our amazing production team, Kehlani Tucker, Alex Harden, and Piper McCarthy, our production assistant, Dorian Zavala, and our lead technical director, Sammy Rivera. My name is Vince Delicio. Thanks again for tuning in to the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in Saturday morning from 8 to 10 on AM 1060 KDUS for the Varsity Sports Show. Have a good night, everyone. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road, just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content